Hey everyone, my favorite day of the week is Wednesday. Is it though? Is my favorite day of the week Wednesday or is the favorite day of the week Friday? I don't know. My favorite day of the week is Wednesday because I get to jump on live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and talk about my favorite thing in the world, which is the cleaning business industry and how to grow it, how to scale, how to hire, how to sell. I usually wait a couple of minutes for people to jump on. I see in the log that one person is on. If you're jumping on for the first time or you're a regular on Wednesday, just say hi, pop on. If you're new, tell me where you're from. We get people from all over the world, United States, Canada, England on these calls. Um, hey, Kelly, back from vacation. I can't wait to hear all about it. So, yes, I see four people on. If you're jumping on, I love interaction. Pop in, say hi, introduce yourself to the group if you're brand new. Hi, Liliana, first time. Welcome. Liliana, where are you from? Hi, Laurie. I'm so glad you made it. I know it's a little early for you. You're 3 hours behind, so it's 2 o'clock over there. I'm mega excited about this training because someone actually, I think Laura Jean, who it comes on these clothes. Hi, Tina. How are you? Laura Jean from Ohio comes on, and I think she talked about. She asked because I asked what kind of things would you want to talk about, and I think that's where I got this idea from. So we're talking about balancing feminine and masculine energy. How I personally myself found the balance on how to tap into both my energies to grow my cleaning business and become a sales guru, self-proclaimed guru, in the cleaning industry, to over 700,000, 750. We're climbing up there. We're getting over there. So for those of you who don't know me, this is an awesome topic tonight. It's on balancing feminine and masculine energy to grow your cleaning business. I'm going to talk to you all today about energies, which I love. Feminine, masculine, what their traditional roles are, how they are evolving with the women's independence, which we're seeing that change all the time, and how we can tap into both energies to grow your cleaning company. So, such a cool topic tonight. I'm really excited about it. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cheryl Hazer. I'm two things. I'm an active cleaning business owner. My company is Made Bright. We hail from Boston, Massachusetts, or north of Boston. I'm also a coaching leader in the industry, and I founded Sisters Who Scale, which is this group you're in. I help cleaning business owners attract high-paying clients, hire and train your cleaning teams, and learn the correct operational procedures, which is super important to grow your cleaning business. I work with cleaning business owners across the country. So cool. Kelly is from Texas and she's amazing, and she's one of the clients, and I push you to do things you don't want to do, to get you to grow. So a couple of announcements just before I start. I have a ZenMade announcement for those of you that are on the ZenMade Mastermind pages. I'm going to be working with ZenMade, creating all kinds of content on their channels, videos, interviews, newsletters, stuff like that. And at some point interviewing the founder of ZenMade, Amar Ghost, which is pretty awesome. And he's going to tell his story of why he founded ZenMade and how his mission was to help other cleaning business owners scale their businesses with his purely dedicated software for owners. So if you're a ZenMade member, Inner Circle member, or a ZenMade Mastermind member, look out for that. I actually released one this morning, that's on there about today's topic was how to build your brand in your community. I personally believe that you can build your brand in your community without running a whole bunch of Google ads, and you can actually make a bigger impact building relationships. So the training is on that. It's about 5 or 6 minutes long. So I'm going to try and release a training. If not every week, every other week, it's going to be posted on there. So that's pretty cool. I was pretty excited when he contacted me. I felt honored that he wanted me to do content. So pretty psyched about that. Second is I have a YouTube page where you can binge watch a bunch of these trainings that I do every week. If you haven't liked it, I'll post it in the group and you can kind of check that out. So, in business and sales, the concept of feminine and masculine energy. Are we ready? Who was on? Hi, Laura. I was just talking about you. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Amanda. You're driving. Just be careful. Zoe and her mom, Mary Beth, are going to be the newest members in tomorrow night's Drop Them Up and Scale Accelerator. They joined last week. I'm very happy to work with them. They bring all kinds of cool energy. Talk about energies. They bring all kinds of cool energies to their business, into my life last week. I was just like, I got off the call with them and I was like, oh my God, they're just like, they just have amazing energy. So excited to work with them. So let's talk about this. Okay, in business and sales, the concept of feminine and masculine energy refers to traits and approaches rather than strictly gender characteristics. Okay, so let's go over them. Feminine energy, number one, it's very collaborative. Feminine energy in business often emphasizes like teamwork, collaboration. That's why women are really good at building cleaning teams, okay? This can be seen as like your willingness to listen to others' stories. Oh, people are messaging me. Listen to others' ideas, seek consensus, and work towards a shared goal. Men have a harder time with this stuff. Women have an easier time with this, right? So, how does this relate to cleaning business? You can become a great team builder because you're a female, right? So we have an advantage. A man would have to tap into his feminine side to do this. So if you have women working for you, which a lot of us do, you can use your energy to know what they want. You already know what they want. You already have good instinct to be able to read them. Okay, so they want to work in teams together, helping one another get to the end goal of cleaning a house, which is the finished goal, right? So if you encourage the importance of teamwork, you're going to get a better result. Hands down. This is why sometimes a solo model only does not work, because women get lonely. They want to be chatty. They want to talk talk with other women during the day about whatever's going on. It makes their day go by faster. They feel accomplished and they get the job done together. So that's why I myself in my business, I do a hybrid model. I don't just do solo people for that reason. And I have people, my staff's been with me 5 years, 4 years, 3 years. Like, I retain them. I don't retain everyone. No one retains everyone, just so you know. But I retain them because I listen to them. I know how to build teams. I know how to team build. I know how to cheerlead. I know how to get them to the end goal, which is cleaning the house, not getting any complaints, and building the schedule, right? So obviously I'm tapping completely 100% into my female energy at this time. So female energy is often very empathetic, most times empathetic. A feminine approach values empathy, understanding both towards colleagues and clients. So you get both, right? So that's why women are great at customer service. This involves actively listening to the client's needs and concerns and tailoring solutions accordingly. Women just want to be heard. How do we know that? Because we're women. Think about when we're in a relationship, right? With our, husbands, boyfriends. We just want to be heard. It's the same thing when you're dealing with a client. So let me give you an example related to the cleaning business. You have a deep clean that you're going to that's gross, right? It's filthy, but you see the woman of the house struggling because she has a disabled daughter who she has to spend countless hours with, okay? How does that make you feel? If you want to write in the chat on the right-hand side, tell me how that makes you feel. You want to help her, right? Of course you do. Women have the nature of nurturing. They want to help. So the situation says to you, okay, let's keep going and let's keep cleaning this house, even though it's gross, because you want to help her. That's your feminine energy coming through. You know that woman needs your help, and you're able to tap into that energy and ignore the dirty house because you want to help her. A man may not be able to do that. A man may be like, listen, this is too gross, we're leaving. We don't know, right? If your staff sees you wanting to help this lady, they're going to emulate what you do and want to help her too. So if I was in that house, I don't clean anymore. I haven't for years. If I was in that house with my team and this house was really, really gross, what I would do is I would tap into my feminine energy and I would show them, I'd be like, hey, listen, she's struggling. She called us because she needs us. She's dealing with a disabled child. She doesn't have the time to do it. What do you say we help her? Every single woman on that team is going to be like, that's right, let's help her. That's how women are wired. That's how we work. So that's one example. Another thing that women are, and we all know we are, is we're very intuitive. So feminine energy may rely on intuition and emotional intelligence when making decisions or dealing with clients. So this could involve, I'm thirsty. This could involve picking up like cues or gut feelings, okay? When I get excited and talk a lot, I get like really thirsty. So women always have better instincts than men. We all know that. We don't have to go into that. Always on people, on situations. I have one very intuitive staff member. She's a team lead. She's a trainer. She's also a supervisor at times. When she leads with her instinct, most times she's right. She gets these gut feelings about clients or staff or something. And like I said, most of the time she's right. So you can use this gut instinct in hiring too. The hardest part is listening to your instinct when you're hiring, because a lot of times you're desperate hiring and you need to cover the schedule, and it's hard to hear that little voice in your head saying, don't hire this person. I interviewed someone last week. She's a rock star. She's worked for a couple of the big franchises. She told me a story about how she has a hard time getting along with men. I haven't called her back. I have a gut instinct. I think she's going to be super difficult to work with. I haven't called her back. I know she's going to clean great. I don't think she's going to get along with anyone. So I'm using my gut instinct not to hire that person. So have you ever said to yourself, I shouldn't have hired that person? You know you've said it, but you did it anyways because you had to cover the schedule, right? Next time it happens, next time you get that feeling, do not hire them. That is your instinct, your feminine energy saying, this lady's a train wreck, don't hire her, right? Women are also relationship focused, right? Very relationship focused. So building strong relationships is a priority in a feminine energy. This means investing time and effort in nurturing connections with clients, colleagues, staff, but you're fostering loyalty and trust over the long term. That's why this works so well. That's sort of what I was talking about today in my ZenMay training. This is why you're better off doing your estimates in person. That is why most women do their estimates in person and they do really well as opposed to their male counterparts. Sure, male counterpart can do a non-in-person and be very there. So they're very goal driven, goal oriented, and they want to get the numbers, but they're not building a relationship. How long do you think that client's going to stay on the schedule if there's no relationship built? A lot shorter than if you did an estimate in person and built a relationship. 100% guaranteed. So that's why some men, and not all, because some do it in person, they're not relationship based. When you're looking at numbers and you're running a ton of Facebook ads and you're like, you need to get to the end goal, right? And I'll talk about masculine energy in a second. When you need to get to the end goal, you're not concerned about building a relationship. You think it's a waste of time. Not a waste of time. It depends what kind of business you want to build. If you want to have a constant turnover of clients and want to spend $1 million on Google ad spend, knock yourself out. But that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, right? So I don't know what their client retainment is. Maybe it's high, maybe it's not. I don't really know. Because usually the person that's hiring the residential cleaner is usually a woman client. So women connect with women better on this level, unless that man is tapped into his feminine energy. Then he can maneuver, right? Is this kind of making sense? So that woman client that you're sitting in front of wants to form a relationship with you and us as a cleaning company, right? She wants you to hear she's exhausted, she's overwhelmed, she needs you, and you as a woman can empathize with that, right? That's a no-brainer, right? So although she may say yes in the beginning, over time, she doesn't have a connection to the other company, right? The one that's just not building relationships, throwing out a million ads or whatever, right? So, like I said, women want their concerns to be heard. Men have a harder time with that in women in general. We know from being in relationships with men and husbands, sometimes like you have like a disagreement or a fight, it's a nightmare. They can't communicate, right? We all know what this is like. So that's why I'm mentioning it like this. So men have to be able to tap into their feminine energy. Imagine if you're in a fight with your husband and your husband can tap into his feminine energy to be able to connect with you in the fight. Imagine that. That would be amazing. But they don't know how to do that for the most part, right? So this is kind of similar. So let me know if that's making sense here. I'm going to check in for a second before I start with masculine energy. Yeah, empathy, right, Laura, exactly. Yep, want to help. Kelly Jenkins, want to help. Compassionate, yep. Oh, I know, Zoe. It's going to be awesome. All right, Liliana, be careful driving. Kelly's binging. Okay. All right, let's talk about masculine energy. Okay, masculine energy is for the most part assertive. Right? In business, it tends to be very assertive, very direct, and this would involve confidently stating opinions, making decisive decisions, and taking charge of situations. Okay, a masculine energy man, I should really say masculine energy. Masculine energy is very results oriented, very driven, right? It prioritizes achieving concrete results, meeting objectives, hitting goals, right? So a man will set an ambitious goal. They focus on efficiency. They take like a strategic approach to solving a problem, right? Different than how a woman does it, right? So when it comes to having to make the hard CEO decisions, some women have a hard time with this. Does that make sense? And they avoid confrontation. When's the last time you avoided confrontation in your business because you didn't want to make a hard decision? I bet more so than often, right? We want to avoid confrontation because confrontation is primarily a masculine energy and women don't like it. Women don't like firing people. No one likes to fire anyone, but a man will have a hard time firing someone than a woman. I've fired people before, but when I fire people, I tap into my masculine energy to do it. I put that other hat on. It doesn't feel good, but it's necessary, right? And the biggest problem I see with staff is that you wait too long to fire them, right? And then because you feel bad, right? There's that empathy coming through, and oh, they need the job, and this and that, but your company is taking the brunt because their quality is terrible or something like that, right? Your company is suffering because you feel bad because you don't want to fire them. So problem solving, women put this off because it's forcing you to be assertive. And this is a masculine energy and it doesn't feel natural, right? A masculine energy is always doing, task, goal oriented, focused, okay? A man is also, or a masculine energy is also very competitive. So masculine energy may thrive in competitive environments where there's a drive to outperform rivals and win clients or deals. Men function well in that. Women don't function as well in that, okay? This could involve like showcasing strengths, demonstrating expertise, seizing opportunities for advancement. Okay, I'm just going to digress for a second because I just thought of something. Men and women, the salary for men and women, we all know it's still not the same, okay? But it is a known fact that a man thinks that they should get the promotion when a woman will talk herself out of going for the job. So if you ask my opinion, a lot of times when men get the jobs because they're assertive, they believe they can do it, they're competitive, and they will ask for a raise. Did you know a man will ask for a raise before a woman asks for a raise? That's a known fact. So when you look at, oh, a woman isn't getting paid the right salary, maybe it's her fault. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's not. I'm trying to be objective. But women will not ask for a raise, they say, oh, it's okay, so and so gets it, this and that, whatever. That exists out there. So it's kind of that, piece alone is skewing the results. Maybe the women are, not just the women aren't asking for promotions. Maybe they're not being assertive enough, right? So that's that energy coming through. Female athletes tend to be more on the assertive side and will go after things and will want to hit goals and things like that because they've operated in a masculine, like sports athletics is predominantly masculine, right? So they've operated in that type of situation. So I don't want to digress too much. So pulling it back, men are competitive, okay? They like being in competitive environments. They like opportunities for advancement, and they do well when they're up for promotions. They have no problem going into an interview and doing that. They're also task focused. So task focus is a hallmark. What's the word? A hallmark. It's a hallmark of masculine energy, if you will. Okay, so this focuses on productivity, getting things done, sometimes at the expense of personal relationships or emotional considerations. They don't have that emotional stuff that we have. So it makes sense that in sales, both feminine and masculine energies can be effective depending on the context and the preferences of the client. So a successful salesperson can draw on a combination of both of these energies, and they can adapt their approach to suit the needs of each individual, each client, and each situation. So the key to doing this correctly is to cultivate a balanced approach that leverages the strengths of both feminine and masculine energy to achieve the success in business and in sales. Because you could be very empathetic to someone, but you don't know how to overcome an objection. You don't know how to overcome a price objection. So you can be empathetic all you want, but if you don't know how to overcome that price objection, which you have to tap into your masculine energy at that point, you're not going to close, right? Remember, by nature, men are closers. Why do you think that if when you walk into a car dealership, there's mostly men? Think about that. Because that's cold calls, that's assertiveness, that's what's it going to take to get you in this car today. That is masculine. They need to hit goals, get their commissions. They're competing with their fellow, car sales guys or whatever, right? That is why you don't see that many women doing that because it's difficult, right? It's difficult. You have to be a different kind of woman to be able to do something like that. So, how do you combine both the feminine and masculine energy to grow your cleaning company? You have to combine your nurturing, your relationship building feminine self with result driven goals in sales. My thing is going off like crazy tonight. So you have to combine both of these. So if you want to write this down, how do you build your confidence when you're selling? You are selling, the good thing is you are selling a feminine product. So women for the most part want to have their houses clean. So it makes sense that by building your in-person sales game, it's going to help you tremendously when you're trying to grow your client base. But your confidence is going to be key in sales and adopting more of like an assertive and self-assured demeanor when you're in the house, confident, secure, but empathetic at the same time. You can talk their language is going to help you have competence and give you credibility when you're in front of them. So this involves being yourself, having the belief in oneself, in your abilities, and the value of your product or service being sold. If you are unconfident about how to price things, this isn't going to come across well, right? Men, remember men that are prices, goal-oriented, assertive. If you don't have that down, you're not going to close, right? Make sense? Okay. So you need to believe that what you offer is the absolute best service in your community. If you don't believe it, why would your client believe it, right? Make sense? So inside the program that I offer, the Drop Them Up and Scale, we work on building confidence, but also creating a sales package. This is super important. That is value packed, that levels up the competition, that makes you confident in your delivery of what you're actually selling, right? So you're doing what your competition is not doing, because I work with hundreds of people, across the country, maybe even more. And most cleaning companies do not have a nice presentation, and that's going to be like 50% of your battle. So a lot of people that are doing that, creating their sales packages, are having massive success because it's a presentation thing. All right. So not only is it a presentation thing, they increase their confidence because they get confident about their pricing, right? And that's one of the things I help with. So another thing you need to do is be a little more direct. So being more direct means asking for the sale in a way, shape, or form, right? So asking for pain points, right? Then using your feminine energy to identify with that person in front of you to make the sale, right? So you're finding the pain, then you're using your feminine energy to come in and make the sale. Like I said before, being able to overcome objections is a masculine energy. And some women have trouble with this, but you have to think of the problem you're solving. We are all women. We all want house cleaners. So you want to identify with the woman in front of you, right? You can be like, oh my God, totally. The last thing I have to do at the end of the day after I've worked all day, like I'm just like, I barely have time to even do my dishes, let alone clean the bathrooms. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I totally get it. Like you just go slide right into that because you're a female and you get that. Okay. Um, a man's going to have a more difficult time saying something like that unless he taps into his feminine energy or unless he's the one in his house doing all the cleaning, right? So number 3, building your resilience. Sales can be hard. It can be challenging. And cultivating this resilience is essential for you to bounce back from your setbacks, your rejections, your obstacles, because you're gonna get no's. This happens when you're is unconfident a word? When you're not confident in your pricing, you're gonna get more no's because they can sense your energy. They can sense, oh, she's not really secure about the price, right? You have to be like, this is the price, but this is what we offer, and we're gonna solve your problem. But you're gonna say it in a feminine way, all right? So developing a resilient mindset is harder for women than it is for men. But also in the same time, you have to be resilient, but you have to maintain a positive attitude and persevere in the face of adversity. And this is harder for women. You got to tap into your masculine energy to do these things, right? And like I said, you can have a combo, but you have to tap into this because your feminine energy isn't going to get this. Feminine energy doesn't want to be resilient. We want to call our friends and bitch about our day. We want someone to tell us you were right, they were wrong. We want to curl up on a ball and put a blanket on and eat a bunch of ice cream and binge watch like our favorite TV show, right? That's what we want to do. But you can't do that. You got to tap into your masculine energy. Refusing to take no for an answer. That's hard for women. Women just be like, oh, okay, that's fine. Don't cower. Keep going. When you get a no, think in your head, believe that a yes is right around the corner. Keep going with this, right? This is how you build resilience. And you can build resilience as a female. You can. You just have to know how to mentally switch back into your masculine energy to do this, right? So what happens in the meantime when you're doing this is you're sharpening your communication skills at these walkthroughs, okay? You're building resilience, you're sharpening your communication skills. So you keep getting better at what you're saying. You keep getting stronger. You keep getting better at this. And that's how you start winning. That's how you start building your toughness, all right? Well, this is going crazy tonight. Building your toughness. Number 4, independence. Why collaboration is important is women can also tap into your masculine energy by asserting their independence and taking ownership of the sales process. This doesn't feel good to women, right? If something isn't working, try something else, right? A different approach until it starts to work. So this means being self-reliant, taking initiative, taking responsibility for one's own success. Don't blame everyone else for why you're not closing your deals. Don't blame everyone else for why your staff isn't staying with you. Don't blame everyone else. Take responsibility for yourself. See what you could do better, all right? It's important to talk about this. Let's rip the Band-Aid off because it doesn't feel good because we just want to blame everyone else for our problems. You're half the problem. With everything that's going on, all of us are half the problem. Could we have done something better? Maybe. Look at yourself first before you start pointing the finger. I call this ground zero, right? So we're at the bottom, ground zero. So let's say, for example, you don't get a sale. Okay, let's look at why. Did you find the pain point? Right? The pain point's easy to find in house cleaning. That's like a no-brainer. Did you find out why they fired their last cleaner? That's important if some people are cleaners. Did you present yourself in a confident way? Did you answer the price objection effectively or correctly? If someone truly can't afford it, you can't get over that price. But the reason why your prices are higher is because of what you offer. And there's that gray area of how you can get around it. I close people all the time with when they've had a cleaning company that they didn't pay for. They experience our service and then they realize why we're more. All right, that's building your brand and your value package, your value proposition, all that stuff I teach you. So when this happens to me, I will always look at, okay, what could I have done better? What could I have done better in that sales process to actually have had a different outcome, right? But you can't master balancing both your feminine and masculine energy because you will kill this house cleaning game. You have to learn how to use both. You can't just master one or the other, okay? So sometimes, like I said, female athletes make great salespeople because while being an athlete, you're tapping into your masculine energy, you're goal-driven, all right? You're assertive, you're confident, right? Is this making sense? I'm going to give you an example in a second. Candace, my confidence girl. Yes, I've closed our last 3 jobs by having confidence, given a price on the spot. Girl, I'm telling you, Candace and I have been working together for a while. She finished the Drop the Mop a couple of months ago, and she just started with the Sisters Mastermind with me, which is the graduate program of after you finish the Drop the Mop. And Candace, and I'm just going to say it because you brought it up first, Candace was having a problem closing people. 3-4 months ago, she wasn't getting anything. It was frustrating for her. It was frustrating for me. But I knew that it was linked to the confidence. I knew that's what it was, right? I knew that's what it was. So she's telling us that she realizes she closed her last 3 jobs by having confidence and giving a price on the spot. I always give price on the spot with the exception of commercial. Commercial, I don't. Commercial is a little bit different. Oh, yeah. Get resilient, Laurie. Seriously. Isn't it a cool topic, Candace? I know. Yep. Giving a price on the spot freaks me out. I know, but you're gonna do it. You're gonna tap into your masculine energy. Oh yeah. If you did that, Laura, your confidence will go through the roof. If you could learn how to do that. Maybe that's what we need to work on. All right, let me give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example of what I was just talking about. So I just worked with someone by the name of Leah Worthington down in Tampa. She just graduated from Drop Them Up. She might do the mastermind, but she went through a move and all kinds of stuff going on. So she's a volleyball player, gorgeous volleyball player, in shape. She created her sales package with me, and she's killing it out there. So like I said, she just graduated. She doubled her sales in 6 months, right? Doubled her sales in 6 months. Fired some toxic people. Leah is very nurturing, empathetic, feels bad for people, right? She'll tell you the same thing. It was hard for her to fire the toxic people, and she hired new ones to fill her schedule, right? She tells me that, because we still talk, she tells me that the sales package she created is getting her great results. It's increased her closing rate. But it's important to say that tapping into masculine energy doesn't mean suppressing feminine traits or whatever. Oh, I didn't even say this in here, but I'm going to say this because she'll laugh about it. She felt so bad for one of her staff that she helped her get a car. She gave her the money to get a car. That's how women work. We want to help people. She felt bad for her, this girl, whatever. Girl never paid her back, right? That stops now. When she started working with me, I'm like, The days of giving money out to employees are over. We don't do that. You're not their mothers. You're their employers, right? But women, we feel bad. We want to give everything to everyone, right? So it's important to say that tapping into that masculine energy, it doesn't mean you're not being feminine or a girl, or adopting like a one size fits all approach, right? So the key is to striking a balance here. All we want is a balance between masculine and feminine energies, right? Drawing on the strengths of each of them to adapt to a different situation so you can connect with the client effectively. If you, let me ask you this, have any of you, and I'm sure you have you done a walkthrough with the man in the house? The energy is totally different. You have to connect with him on a different level. You have to connect with him on a different level. He's not going to get the empathetic stuff. You need to connect with him on a level where, I say something funny like, "Oh, did your wife put you up to this?" I just make it like a big joke. And I'm like, are you doing the cleaning? Sometimes they will. Most of the times they're not. And he'll be like, "Oh, no, my wife just couldn't make it, so she put me up to it," right? It's very difficult to connect with a man about house cleaning unless he's the one doing the house cleaning. Very difficult. I usually, when they say, "Oh, you're going to be meeting with me," I usually reschedule and try and get in front of the female. You get a way better closing rate with the female. You can close the men sometimes, but usually the ones that you close that are men are the ones that are doing the cleaning. So, you want to say stuff like, "Well, you're earning huge points by doing this for your wife." If you need to, your sales pitch is completely different for a man. Completely different. Or if you're doing a commercial with a man, completely different, right? Totally different. That's another topic probably for I could talk the whole time about how to do that because it's different. But you have to integrate both your masculine and feminine energies. And then if you can do that, you can develop a really versatile and dynamic sales style that resonates with clients and drives success. Any questions with this? This was a cool one. Yeah. Yeah, Kelly, I do have a hard time quoting a spot. I know I end up charging them more if I wait and think. Quoting site on the spot takes skill. It takes time. You have to be ready to screw it up. You got to be ready to screw up so you learn from it, right? Pricing on the spot work well with men. Yep, they're driven. They want to know the bottom line. Yep, for sure. Candace, it feels good to take control of the walkthrough. Yeah, totally. So just know when you're getting to the end of that walkthrough and you close a sale, you're acting in your masculine energy. Who, the men? Men, because they're too proud to say it's out of their budget. Men are harder to get a read on too. You know why? Because men have absolutely no clue what a house cleaning service costs. That's why. You can get a read on a female a lot easier with price. Or if you get that line, "Oh, I gotta talk to my husband," that's sort of like, I don't know if he's gonna like this, right? That line, when you get that line in a sale, it's very difficult to overcome that because that's the "I don't really know what to do here." You know what I mean? You want the assertive woman that's like, "Yep, my husband's okay with this. I'm getting the house cleaning," right? So the first week of June, I want to tell you, I am officially opening up the open registration for the Drop Them Up and Scale Accelerator program. This is the last class that I'm doing in June at the current pricing. There's going to be a price increase going up. I'm going up on the next one will be in midsummer because I'm making additions to the program that I'm going to jam pack this program and completely blow the doors off your cleaning business. So this is the last time at this price. It's going to go up by $1,000 after June. So if you have talked to me before and you're thinking that you want to come into the program, think about it now because this is going to be at the last price that I'm going to do it at this discounted rate. Um, and I only have a few spots. I do 2 classes a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I only allow about 5 people in each class because I like it to be intimate. So when I register, those few people in each class, when I get to that, I stop and I close registration because I want it to be intimate. I want everyone to get what they need. I want everyone to get changes. I am very results driven when it comes to helping my clients, and I don't want anyone to fall by the wayside. I want everyone to get the help they need. So if you're interested, DM me, let me know, so you don't miss out on that opportunity. Um, Laura Jean quote over email on the spot in general. I quote commercial, I quote over email, right? And then residential, I quote always, unless it's like a crazy post construction where there's a lot of work and it's over $1,500. I always close my residential right there. But you guys have to realize I've been doing it a while, right? I've been doing this a while. So I'm good at it because I've been doing it a while, because I've screwed up, because I've learned, because I've underpriced, right? This takes time. It's not just, you're not just going to snap your fingers, you're going to be good at everything, right? It takes time. But you have to be willing to work at that stuff to get better at it. That's why when I look at a problem, I always look at what could I have done better. I look at myself because I'm like, you know what? If I can fix the outcome by something I could have done better, let's try and do that. And to blame everyone else, be like, this doesn't work. You know what I mean? No, it doesn't work because you didn't try hard enough to fix the problem, right? I know that's hard to hear, but that is the truth, ladies. I speak the truth. So I hope you like this training. I love talking about this stuff. I love the feminine, masculine energy. I love all that stuff. I myself always grew up. I was in the weight room at 15 years old. I don't know if you guys know. I'm a former national fitness competitor. I competed on TV. I competed all over the country when I was younger. That taught me my athleticism, my resilience. I can thank my mother, God rest her soul, for that. She brought me into the gym when I was 15, and I built my belief in myself and my focus and my consistency to where I am today. But I am still obviously very feminine at the same time, so I'm able to combine those two. So that's a little bit of background on me. That's how I learned how to do all that stuff. All right, ladies, this has been real. Um, if you have any questions, post them on here. If you're watching this on replay, everything applies. And you guys have a good night. You ladies have a good night, because there's all ladies on this call tonight. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to jump on this call tonight. All ladies on this. Have a great evening. I will see you all soon. All right, bye.